Okay, hey everybody, this is Mickey with My Life Out Loud with Mickey, coming to you with another video. I know the camera looks a little strange, but so I got a new phone, and I'm gonna tell y'all, I am not crazy about this camera yet. I might need to just figure out how to make it do what I want it to do, and I haven't really had time to sit down and just work through all of the settings. So we're gonna just make it work, because it works if you work it, okay? But I got on here just today because I wanted to say that God is good all the time. God is good. We know He's the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. King of Kings, Lord of Lords. I received a revelation, and I just want to make it quick because I'm learning not to ramble, because I'm not a professional, so I ramble a lot. So let me get straight to the point. We know that God is no respecter of persons. And I think I did a video on saying how we have to know who God is for ourselves. Not our grandma's God, not our auntie's God, not our neighbor's God, not the people we work at work God. We need to know God for ourselves, not the God we grew up on. I mean, you know, you're gonna get nuggets from that, and it's good. No, and I'm not saying take away from what you was taught, long as it's good for you, but just make sure you evaluate to know that you're knowing who God is for yourself, and not through somebody else's opinion of God or somebody else's journey with God. Okay, I say all of that to say as well is that I received a revelation lately, and this revelation, of course, all revelations is a reveal, but it always reveals something that you didn't know about yourself, or something you just didn't know how to do, right? And this revelation revealed both. So something I didn't know about myself is that I like to rescue people. So that's why I'm the perfect magnet for narcissists, because narcissists like to feel feel validated. They want attention, a lot of attention. And so therefore I'm the perfect candidate for a narcissist, right? Because I like to rescue people. But what I had to learn through these trials and tribulations lately is that there's nothing wrong with rescuing people, but rescuing has to have a balance, and it also has to have a peace. Because sometimes we'll be on a mission to say, okay, we can look past this and we can look past that. And some of us has grew up in atmospheres and around certain things and people that some stuff just don't even seem like, it's a bad thing or it's a toxic thing. It may not appear that way at first because we've grown up around people, places, and things that were toxic, so it might just look normal, but it's not. Some things are not normal. Some things you have to just know that it doesn't always take a lot of heavy lifting in order to be in a relationship, in order to work at a job. Those things are not normal. It only becomes normal because the devil is always busy. But your personal space, you got to protect that, because that space is made for God. And one thing that I also know, and I've been seeing some of the stuff that we get in Revelation, God has already been showing it to you along the way. He's already been planting the seeds, but the revelation comes after this thing just blooms inside of you, right? So like, this is my bloom season for what I'm talking about right now, because once you know how to protect your space, you won't want to unprotect it. And how you know, the devil is a crackhead, okay? He's a crackhead. He likes to come through the cracks. So if you have a crack in your system, trust and believe he's going to find it. If you're carrying unforgiveness, if you're carrying any type of stress, if you're carrying any type of worry, unbelief, he's going to find it, because it's his stuff. So he know right where to go to get it. And on top of that, you give him the blueprint of how to trigger you, because you're talking to everybody else about these problems and situations instead of talking to God. So therefore, most people, they seem okay, they know God, that's true, but you have to be aware of that as well, because even though they know God, does not mean that they don't have monitoring spirits. I'm just gonna tell you like it is. You know when you know, okay? Doesn't mean they don't have monitoring spirits. Why would I say that? I'm glad you asked, because people still have trauma. People still have drama. Even though they know God and they have built a relationship with God, does not mean that they cannot still be used as a portal, right? People are used as portals every day. That woman you married, that man you married, you know, them friends you decided to have as friends. Most of them people still can be portals. And here's the best way to look at it and to define it. Everybody ain't true, right? But, and you have to be aware of the company that you keep, right? So when you look back on these things, beware of the company that you keep. Everybody ain't true. You want to surround yourself with people that's like-minded, right? And so what like mind are you surrounding them with? What part of the mind are you creating your atmosphere with? Okay? So I know people look like, okay, well, this person can pray with me and things like that. But then that's when the door is open for you to be able to tell this person everything. Just because y'all going to pray about a thing does not mean, and then when you pray about it, you're landing at God's feet, but doesn't mean that it's time to get on the phone and use this person as a therapist or a counselor and to be telling all your business to this person, because again, there are monitoring spirits that even monitor the people that you're talking to. And you know, even if your atmosphere is clean, but you got people who atmosphere may not be as clean as yours, and who's to say your atmosphere might not be as clean, and they're talking to you about things as well. So I would suggest that you just start laying everything at God's feet. I've said this many, many, many times. It is so important that you understand who you are and whose you are, and that the devil is always going to come to try to collect the moment that he see a crack in your system. His job is to continuously put you in the matrix, you know, to continue to pull you back into the matrix, to continue to pull you back into a maze, into a cycle, into a pattern where you think your life is moving because maybe you switched a job and it look like everything is going good and life is moving, but yet and still that job may not even been what God wanted for you. So now you're happy, you're making good money, and it's